This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
From the conversation about oil and gas, we turn to other matters. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has responded to reports that Meta may leave Nigeria following a court ruling upholding the Commission's $220 million fine against Meta Incorporated. Now, Meta has faced similar fines for breaching data privacy from the European Union to India and Australia, and in these instances, Meta has typically paid the resultant fine. Radio Now's Nabila Usman speaks with Rume Dominic, who is a metaverse expert. Now, in this conversation, Mr. Dominic begins by sharing his reaction to the news of the ruling.
My initial reaction was, great. This is the future that we are fighting for. One, where Nigerian artists, creators, users like me and you, innovators rise to the top because it is being powered by technology that respects us. When I say it is being powered by technology that respects us, imagine some of your memories and best moments you've had with some of your family members, your co-workers, things that, ideally shouldn't be sold to anyone else because they are priceless to you. Then a company is sharing out those data to third parties, using it to drive one or two things that are unauthorized by the user. And that is a no for anybody, even I myself as a certified blockchain architect and a certified metaverse expert. And the reality is they made it worse by that disdain comment that they want to pull out. I very strongly agree when the FCCPC guy said that they would call them a bluff, because this is not the first time that they've had to pay money that is way much more than this. In Europe alone, they paid $1.3 billion for breaching rights of individuals like this. I think this is a very great movement from our Nigerians.
There's questions about our ability to actually enforce the fine, right? And as you've rightly noted, Nigeria is not the first country where Meta has breached data privacy rules and regulations. So the question here is really the kind of might we have to ensure that Meta actually does pay the fine. You were giving figures earlier for WhatsApp, for instance. It's estimated that Meta has up to more than 51 million WhatsApp users in Nigeria. That's nearly the population of all of Kenya. So by population alone, one would think that that gives us some advantage. Do you think that we have the advantage? We have what it takes to compel them?
Yes, we have what it takes to compel them. And I want to take your rewind back to about less than 1 year ago when we had issues with the Binance officials. Now, Binance, they said money is all things, and they also went forward to say money is a defense. And Binance was moving over $20-something billion in our Nigerian financial space. And immediately we discovered that we put a halt and enforced that the Naira should not continue to get devalued because of one or two cryptocurrency traders that possibly push the rate on the Binance platform. And then we were able to use the law to deal with Binance as a global company, and they have strength in the financial market. Same thing when Nigerian agents want to work, they used to work. The fact that Meta has called us bluff, I am telling you that we have more than the structure and strength to be able to enforce this and also call them bluff. I am very happy that from the initial stage, the agencies, they have already called them bluff. Yes, number matters. In business, they want to see your numbers. You can imagine a country, 20% that is more than another country's whole entire population, and they say they want to leave, let them leave. We will survive with other social media platforms. I mean, there are other competitors like that are coming from China, and we'll be able to use them to do better.
what do you think all of this says about Meta's operations across the rest of the world? How countries have been a lot bolder about enforcing their regulations on this international player, but also what it possibly says about local guys? Because you talk about alternatives, but many of the alternatives we want to even start listing are still alternatives that are very much established and run by foreign companies and in foreign countries.
The future is decentralized, and repeat this statement that I've said on channels, TV, some of my newspaper publications, independent, Arise, that social media is broken. It is high time we need to own our own data and have control over the memories and the content we value and share out. What we need to understand is there's a future of Web3 that is coming up. Web3, which means that the internet where people trust each other, things are transparent, and people can transfer value. And that Web3 is powered by the blockchain, where you already have alternative platforms like Lens, Gita. All you just need to do, you just need to connect with them with your wallet address, and then you have access to post your content and even earn money on these different platforms when you make these posts out or you upload your content out. One of the major milestones we just crossed to be able to ensure that things like this don't repeat themselves and homegrown social media companies will start thriving is what the generational timeless launch that we had on the 30th of April at the Admiralty Conference Center, where we launched the Nigerian space program. So put satellites into space, put a man from Nigeria here in the moon, and we're doing all that on or before 2035, 2040. Now, in launching most of these satellites, we have better internet connection, better data banks that can actually help homegrown social media companies to truly scale and become the next Facebook of.
Rume Dominic is a metaverse expert who joined us this morning to speak on the ruling by a court in Nigeria that Meta Incorporated should pay the fine of $220 million leveled against it by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) because they believe that Meta Incorporated breached Nigeria's data protection rules.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.